Hi everybody, welcome. It's Lisa from I Want You to Shine YouTube video, and I want to present Ellie. There she is. Ellie. She's here. She's a real dog. I'm hanging out in my room doing this video because she's on my bed. That's her favorite place to be during the day. It's kind of snowy here today and cold, very cold, so I'm having a cozy day at home. It's Saturday, the 28th of January. I was just having a really long conversation with my dear friend Kimberly, and we were talking about so many different things. And the thing that I want to mention and talk about today is self-care right now during these very challenging political times. It's vitally important that we take time to nourish ourselves, to energize ourselves, because we have a lot of work ahead of us right now. I'm imagining most of you are of my same political feeling and being kind of freaked out by what's going on right now in our administration, only a week and a day after the inauguration. You know how when you're in a plane, you always hear when the flight attendant is giving you the instructions if something were to happen on the plane that you're supposed to, when those oxygen masks come down, you're supposed to give yourself oxygen first before you give it to your child. I really think it's the same thing for self-care and rest. We have to be strong, we have to be grounded, we have to be able to stand strong in this situation that we find ourselves in. I don't even want to call it a fight because that kind of is negative, but we need to be warriors. Warriors are strong. Warriors are grounded. What are your self-care habits? I love to take baths in the winter, not in the summer, but I love to take baths with lavender oil. I have really good self practices of exercise every day, my meditation every day, all these other little ritual and disciplines that I do, trying to build more and more and more in my life that make me healthy. I'm always working on it. I'm always finding new ways to support myself, and I'm a work in progress is what I call how I describe myself. So what are your practices for taking good self-care, exquisite self-care? That's what they used to say when I was in massage school here in Ithaca. Take exquisite care of yourself. What are the ways that you can support yourself from the inside out? And that's why rest. Today, Kimberly and I were talking about rest. Rest is so important because I think rest is when we come and we gather ourselves to come forward. Rest is so necessary because that's where we are more in tune with our inner intuition. We can get messages about our bodies, about our lives, about anything. If we don't have that time to rest and nourish and sort of replenish, we're going to be coming from an empty well. I remember years and years ago, I worked with a woman who was sort of a nutritionist type person, and she always said, you have to build your bank account of energy, because if you don't, then you're not going to have things to draw on energetically in your body for your health. Like when you're in stressful times, if you don't have a good bank account of rest and relaxation and, built up something that you can draw from, that's when you're going to get sick. Like, as I've talked about before, being so stressed out working at the hospital, I really did not have anything to draw from. I didn't have a good bank account of energy. So I got thyroid disease. Makes perfect sense to me. So now I'm doing my best to replenish myself, get good sleep at night, limit your caffeine. I'm continually working on figuring out what it is about me and sugar and how this childhood habit is still with me all the time. And so I'm exploring. I'm looking beneath this habit to see ways that I can nurture myself more. And something I started doing last night is I have a habit of wanting to have sugar right after I'm done with dinner. It's nothing about hunger. I don't know what it is. It's a habit of some kind. And so last night I kept trying to breathe. I've been hearing lately about breathing into the heart. So taking a deep breath, inhaling and exhaling, because what happens is my mind creates this idea about making such and such a dessert. And desserts are great when you have them when there's something to celebrate, but when you have them every single day, that's kind of not a treat anymore. It's like normal life. It's my version of drinking, being an alcoholic, I think. So I'm learning all the time, every day, more and more. As I've said before, I don't judge myself. I obviously sometimes wish I was farther along around this issue, but I'm learning every single day. I'm a work in progress. Take good care of yourself. Find ways that nurture yourself. Is it writing? Is it dancing? One of my favorite things. Exercising, eating with friends, watching a beautiful movie, whatever. There are 1,000,000,000 things to do to nurture yourself. And you and I both know, we know the difference between binging on something and doing it as a celebration. So I want to encourage us to find more ways to celebrate in these hard times that we find ourselves in. Nurture yourself like a little, like when we're growing vegetables in a garden, which I haven't done in many, many years, we got to water those plants. We have to, what I used to do is take the little, loosen up the ground around the plant so that the water could come through easier, so that the sunlight could come through. So that would nurture the plant to grow. We're just like plants. We're just like trees. We need to be nurtured. We need to be cultivated. Find ways that you can do that for yourself. It's going to be unique for all of us. So make sure you're getting good night's sleep as much as you possibly can. I watched yesterday a free video from Dr. Christiane Northrup. She has a 3 or 4 video free thing from Hay House if you want to find it. And the one I was most interested in, of course, is about sugar. And she talked about the pausing. She talked about, I forgot my point I was going to make, but she talked about finding ways to fill us that aren't with sugar. So we need to do that together, because my goodness, we need our strength right now. We need to be strong. We need to be able to stand grounded with what we're facing right now. So if you want to shoot me an email at lisa@iwantyoutoshine.com, share ways that you're finding to nurture yourself in your life right now, when if you're feeling as overwhelmed by what's happening politically as I am. And another thing I want to say is, there's so much happening. I feel like everything is crumbling politically, which from the embers and the ashes we will rise. But it feels, for me, really overwhelming if I'm listening too much to exactly what's happening in the administration. So while I want to know the facts, I also want to listen to people that are politically savvy, that also believe that this crumbling is going to bring us something really good in the long term. So find the people online, on Facebook, whatever, that believe the way that you do, that this crumbling is necessary for our country to go through in order for us to rise up again in a really healthy and loving way. Some people that I'm interested in right now are Van Jones. He has an organization called #LoveArmy. If you haven't checked out brandnewcongress.org, Zach Exley, please check it out. It is something worth joining. I join. And I think what I'm going to do, I just thought about this earlier, is make a list of the organizations that I want to give to regularly, and to promote them, to help them grow. Brand New Congress is one that I'm going to really continue to give money to, because they're doing some phenomenal things moving forward. So if you haven't checked them out, please do check them out. Also, President Obama and Michelle. He's still my president, by the way. I'm going to always call him President Obama. President Obama and Michelle have created an organization called Obama.org, I believe. I joined that. So find organizations where you can check in with them and see what they're doing, and they'll give you hope for the future, because we always have to have hope. Anyway, I love you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for meeting my wonderful dear Ellie in the background. I hope you have a wonderful day. Stay strong. Be rested. Do your best. And so to do your best, we have to really take care of yourselves. You have to take care of yourself. So I love you. See you next time. Thanks for watching.